I'll be here when you're ready. I'll always be here, my love. It's quite a sight. The stars, I mean. I could take or leave your chin. No. Just thinking. Reflecting on what tomorrow might bring. When we arrive at this Gith crash, will we find out how to bring the worm under control? Will this little adventure of ours be over? Why not? You've been to the Hells and back. Survived the crash. Survived everything that's followed. I'm not easily impressed by people, but you're stronger than I gave you credit for. Aren't you just? Oh, I was leagues away. I just need to get some air, clear my head. I'll see you later, I'm sure. Sleep tight.
You don't sleep well, flitting between dreams and nightmares. Maybe you wake up because you know something is wrong. Or maybe you just get lucky.
Shit. No, it's not what it looks like. I swear. I wasn't going to hurt you. I just needed, well, blood.
There, in the dim firelight, you see him for what he really is. A vampire, a slave to sanguine hunger.
It's not what you think. I'm not some monster. I feed on animals. Boars, deer, kobolds, whatever I can get. I'm just too slow right now. Too weak. If I just had a little blood, I could think clearer, fight better. Please.
A strange sensation courses through you, and your companion's mind unfolds, secrets half revealed.
At best, I was sure you'd say no. More likely, you'd ram a stake through my ribs. No. I needed you to trust me. And you can trust me. Thank you. Do you think you could trust me just a little further? I only need a taste. I swear. Really? Of course. Not one drop more. Let's make ourselves comfortable, shall we?
It's like a shard of ice into your neck, a quick, sharp pain that fades to throbbing numbness. Your breath catches, your pulse quickens.
Oh, of course. That was amazing. My mind is finally clear. I feel strong. I feel happy. Shouldn't take long. So many people need killing. Now, if you'll excuse me, you're invigorating, but I need something more filling. This is a gift, you know. I won't forget it.
You watch as he stalks towards the forest, stronger, more confident.
Good morning. How do you feel? It'll pass. Just be glad I'm not a true vampire. A bite from them and you might wake up as a vampire spawn, like my good self. All of a vampire's hunger, but few of their powers. Oh no, I should be cinders in this light. I hadn't seen the sun for 200 years before we crashed here. Someone, or something, wants me alive. They've changed the rules. Standing in the sun, wading through a river, wandering into homes without an invitation. They're all perfectly mundane activities now. As for my other quirks, well, we can figure those out in time. You're such a sweetheart. I'm just glad you're being sensible about these revelations. I was worried people might turn up with torches and pitchforks. Although there's still time.
So we're traveling with a vampire, are we? Of course we are. Word of warning, Astarion. I taste absolutely awful.
Yeah. And I'm way too hot to touch.
I wouldn't recommend it. I won't get you, but the mind flayers might.
We all have our shit to bear. As long as you remember your manners, Astarion, you're welcome at my fire.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us.
Greetings, child. I've met few aside from goblins here.
You recognize the Scourge. This man is a follower of Leviatha, goddess of pain.
Ah, are you also here to assist with the prisoner? I was invited to teach them some of my techniques. I live for pain and its intricacies, you see. But alas, these goblins seem to thrive on the crude and primitive. Pain without purpose is a terrible thing. Wouldn't you agree? Ah, you are familiar with the Scourge Mistress. Good. I am simply spreading her message, friend. I worship her through pain, usually my own. But I have a skilled hand when it comes to its infliction. Care to expand your horizons? It will be worth it. You have my word.
I must see this. Don't you dare say no.
Oh, I have something exquisite in mind. Both Leviatha and I are interested in how you handle pain, dear one. And should you delight her, you will most assuredly receive her most gracious blessing. Trust me. Simply face the wall, and we can begin. Yes. The pain you suffer will cleanse you. Do not fight it. Your voice sounds so sweet, dear one. Keep going.
Oh, bravo! Encore.
Pain is proof that we live. Revel in it. this, dear one! Let Loviatar hear you!
It was a fine strike. Excellent form.
You are doing so well! Do not give in now! Yes, you can, child! Take the pain and offer it up to Loviatar. Offer it all. Sweet child, you bore the pain like a true believer. I could feel Loviatar's pleasure with every sting of my scourge. I am proud to have served you this penance. Oh, as did I, dear one. Loviatar herself found your performance inspiring. She has deemed you worthy of her blessing. And on a personal note, thank you. That was positively divine.
Darling, I was just thinking about you. Remembering our time together, the things we've shared. And I don't just mean that lovely neck of yours. I'm growing to like the whole package. Honestly. And you clearly like me too. So... I could feel it as I was getting lost in your neck. Your little shakes of excitement. You enjoyed it, didn't you? You don't have to say a thing. I already know how you feel. Because I feel it too. We could take an evening to ourselves, get away from camp, get some privacy. I know somewhere quiet, somewhere intimate, somewhere we can indulge in each other. Thank goodness we're all such good, trusting friends then. On my honor, the only thing on my mind is depraved carnal lust. Wonderful. I just hope we don't have to wait too long before we can steal away. But once we can, I promise you a night you'll never forget. See you there, lover. Huh. You look rabid, pained, sick. You're spasming and twitching. You poor thing. The norm is to keep dirty thoughts like that to ourselves, but do carry on. It seems you've been dealt a vile hand. I say, play it. Play it for all it's worth. Nobody should deny themselves their true nature. What's to tell? I was sired by a vampire named Cazador. Everything before that is so long ago it's ancient history. And everything that came after, well, I'd rather not reflect on it. I was a magistrate, working to keep the peace in Baldur's Gate, imprisoning troublemakers, that kind of thing. I can't remember much, truth be told. Centuries of torment will do that to you. I've already apologized. What more do you want? Unless you're looking for another nibble. Maybe. But there won't be any more midnight surprises. I can promise you that. My sweet, there is nothing I'd like more. I'll come to you tonight, when you're snugly wrapped in your bedroll, and we can have a little privacy. And this time, I'll make sure I'm quiet. We don't want to disturb your rest. Later on, when we are at rest, I will eat you right up. Just enough to give me strength, and just enough to leave you wishing for more. A quiet evening for once. Perfect for two people who'd like to take some time to themselves, if you catch my meaning. And I do mean sex, to be clear. We've been waiting long enough. Let's find our own little piece of nowhere. Somewhere we can lose ourselves and forget all this madness. There's a secluded place nearby that should do nicely. Wait until the others are asleep, then come and find me there. Indeed you will, my love. I can't wait. There you are. I've been waiting. Waiting since the moment I set eyes on you. Waiting to have you. Don't I? You're here. And I don't think you want to talk. I think you want to be known. To be tasted. What do any of us want? Pleasure. Yours. Mine. Our collective ecstasy. That's what you want, isn't it? To lose yourself in me. I thought so. Sleep light. I thought you'd be exhausted after last night. I was holding back a little, it's true. I didn't want to lose control. Delicious as you were, I didn't want to go too far. Now, shall we head back? We should try to get some rest before the sun comes up. It's a poem. A gift from my old master, Cazador. He considered himself quite the artist, and used his slaves as a canvas. He composed and carved that one over the course of a night. He made a lot of revisions as he went.
You recall the sharp, complex lines of the script. It was written in the language of the Hells.
Infernal? Who knows? The bastard was insane. Now let's go. We've wasted enough time already. I suppose you want to hear about Cazador. I don't want to say a damned thing, but that won't do anyone any good. Cazador Zar is a vampire lord in Baldur's Gate, the patriarch of his coven, and a monster obsessed with power. Not political power or military power, I mean power over people. The power to control them completely. He turned me nearly 200 years ago. I became his spawn, and he became my tormentor. A vampire's spawn is less than a slave. They're a puppet. We have no choice but to obey our master's commands. They speak, and our bodies react. It's all part of the deal. Sometimes he'd order us to submit to torture. Sometimes he'd have us torture ourselves. Whatever his weather-vane mood settled on. Thank you. But this isn't about sympathy. It's about knowing what we might be up against. The Mind Flayers aren't the only monsters out there, and they might not be the only ones hunting us. All I'm asking is that you keep your eyes open and watch out for anything lurking in the shadows. What more could I ask? Now, is that all? It's simple. Just find a vampire that will drink your blood and turn you into a vampire spawn. Their obedient puppet. In theory, the next step is to drink their blood. Once you've done that, you're free and a true vampire. Free and a true vampire, capable of creating my own coven. Yes. Although, I'd settle for just killing the bastard. I wouldn't be a true vampire, but I'd be free of him. Why do you insist on exhuming the past? I was a slave. A vampire spawn. Kept by the Tsar family. Perhaps I still am. I was never able to resist their commands. But now, I've been conveniently lost. They won't ever control me again. Here's my little treat with their cheeks all flushed. You will come to my bed tonight, won't you? Oh, I certainly can. It would be my pleasure. How about this one? All these accolades from the tieflings are nothing compared to the sound of my name, cried from your lips. Let me give it another go. Every part of your perfect body whispers temptation. It's as if the gods made you just to ruin me. I can go all night with the flattery. But is that really all you want? How about if I said these little words? Everyone's favorite. I love you. I am. It's hard not to with you. Now, as much as I relish standing around and saying all my favorite lines at you, I'd much rather we got to experience each other's full portfolio of talents once again. I'll be waiting.
Your heart skips a beat. What treasures might this night bestow?
I hoped you would come. I have missed you. And now you're all mine. And I'm all yours. Until morning, at least. Let's see where the night takes us. A line with a fork and 1, 2, 3 dots. Bloody infernal. How was anyone meant to read this garbage? What are you doing? Wait, I'm sorry. You caught me by surprise, that's all. I've been tracing the scars on my back with my fingers, trying to read them by touch. But I can't. They may as well be written in Rashini. This isn't your problem, you know. Fine.
The jagged script is definitely infernal, the language of the hells. But you can't make out its meaning.
And? What can you see? What in the hells? What did he do to me? I have absolutely no idea. But it's no poem. 2 centuries carrying this. And I can finally see it. I'm sure. But what will it say? Thank you, by the way. This is... well, it's something. Will we? How... sweet. Looking at something. The only benefit to a mirror when you have my condition, it doesn't quite make up for the lack of a reflection, mind you. Preening in the looking glass. Petty vanity. Of course I miss it. I've never even seen this face. Not since it grew fangs and my eyes turned red. I don't know. I can't remember. My face is just some dark shape in my past. Another thing I've lost. What? And what do you see, exactly? Oh, go on. Very good. Now just tell me I'm beautiful and we can call it a day. Hardly. There's also gold, sex, revenge. Quite the list, really. But failing any of those, I will always settle for shallow praise.
Your move, Maul.
You trapped me? I didn't even want to take this one.
Kalim Shan rules, dear. The first piece touched is the first piece moved.
That's garbage! No matter where the night goes, I'm gonna lose it!
Then make the sacrifice useful. Guard your Mistra, or come for my Cyric.
Look who made it! For once, I saved your butt out there, didn't I? We're square now, Chief. Say, do you play lance ball by any chance? It's my first time playing.
The keen gleam in Moll's eyes reveals the lie. She knows the game well, and she wants to win.
Always laid a fine trap for you, Mole. It looks to me like his Cyric could be dethroned.
My, the Thescan double-counter gambit. Vicious. Exactly what I would have done.
How's that for Calamsham rules?
Brava. Lovely work. I see I was right to make you the offer I did. You will consider it, won't you? What a lovely specimen she is. A blushing apple begging to be plucked. The Thescan move suggestion was inspired. I had no idea you played. Don't I? Indeed. But don't you worry about Moll. It goes without saying she still has the unconditional freedom to choose the only option she has left. Now, let's talk about you. I sense there's something you want to ask me.
I do. I have a proposal for you.
A proposal? If you're hoping to taste my blood, little vampling, think again. It burns hotter than wyvern whiskey.
This is serious business. Devil. Well, a long time ago, someone carved infernal runes into my back. They're a fragment of a contract. I'd like to know what the full contract says.
Oh, such impatience. It's something very important to your master, but is it a love letter, a warning, or a deed of ownership? I could give you all the gory details. But of course, you'll have to do something for me first. Let me think about it, and get back to you.
You'll get back to me. This is important, Devil. When?
Don't worry, I'm motivated to help you. Scars often tell such wonderful stories. I think yours might be truly exquisite. I'll see you soon.
You know, I feel a connection between us. Like we're two souls walking the same path. Every step we walk trails blood. Killing is an instinct for us. I respect you for that. I would keep the murders in our own camp to a minimum, but otherwise, we're very much on the same page. I just worry that we're not considering all our options when it comes to our uninvited guests. How many people are infected with them, do you think? Hundreds? Thousands? And they're not just goblin trash. There are powerful people in the Worm's thrall. Whoever's waiting for us at Moonrise Towers controls it all. But if we can take that control from them, imagine the power we'd wield. I mean, I assume there's some device controlling these things, so we find that. Murder some people and, Look, I'm not a details person, all right? But turning up and causing chaos has worked for us so far. I'm just saying, there's an opportunity before us. If we can control the tap holes, we can keep ourselves safe and enjoy a little world domination on the side. You can't tell me that doesn't sound fun. I knew I was right about you. It's so good to find a kindred spirit. Of course, this all assumes we live long enough to find this, moonrise. But I'm feeling optimistic.
There is only the absolute.
Oh, that's grotesque. Don't stare. You'll only encourage it. Cazador, sired 7 spawn. Me and my 6 brothers and sisters. He always insisted we were a family, even when he was carving scars into our flesh. I was one of his first. Some of the others came years later. He was a monster to us all, but did take special pleasure in my pain. He said my screams sounded sweetest. And now that I'm gone, I don't know. I pity the other 6.
General Thorm's prayers and preparations must not be disturbed. The rooftop is off limits to everyone.
Even you, Disciples Realm?
Everyone. Keep watch and ensure that nobody passes. Excellent timing, true soul. The goblins. Tell me how they suffered. No, better yet, show me.
Her mind enters yours abruptly, flickering across your memories in a blaze of excitement. A pool of warmth spreads through your mind as she settles on the memory of you commanding the goblins to die.
Oh, I like you. That was inventive and efficient. Plenty. But I hoped someone of your talents would be more ambitious. You came here to answer the Absolute's call. Let's see what you're made of.
She parts the folds of your mind again, touching your wants and hopes, tasting them. Every emotion soaks into her mind's palette. But there is purpose to her exploration. She is searching for proof of your faith.
My. Your lust for the neck pricker is succulent. I'd like to take a bite out of him myself. With the Absolute, your fantasies can become more real than flesh. The pleasures of the mind can surpass those of the body. I have already been blessed to stand in her presence. It was bliss. She gave me everything I wanted. To take without asking, to feel without doubting, and to kill without consequence. In a word, freedom. Why not? What's the point in power if you don't get to have a little fun every now and again? She gave me the power to cut the thread of life with a thought. But I can caress as well as cut. That's why you should stay on my good side. And the best way to do that is to serve General Thorm. I have a mission for you.
That's it. Play along. The closer you can get to the General, the closer you'll be to the answers you seek.
There is a relic that General Thorm requires. He sent his most trusted advisor, Disciple Balthazar, to retrieve it. The relic is beneath the Thorm family mausoleum. That is where you will find Balthazar. But we have lost contact with him. Go there, aid Balthazar if you can, and bring the relic home. The shadows around the mausoleum are deep and hungry. You'll need a moon lantern to survive them. Take one from Balthazar's chambers. But don't pry. The last person who snooped into his secrets lost their head. I believe he uses it as a chamber pot.
Our hero thought but of treasure ahead, did not consider the peace of the dead. Through the dark she went creeping, and awoke what was sleeping. A new grave they dug, which she herself fed. Until it was perfect. I've grown quite fond of you, you know, in my way. I thought it only fair to warn you about the dangers ahead. Don't be absurd. It would be pointless of me to try to bar you from entering. But I can set the scene, as it were. Prepare you for your role. There is a stage down in the dark upon which a great drama has suspended itself in time. Its actors dwell there still, mired in the languor of their long, tired scenes. If you, however, through the dark, go creeping and awake what is sleeping, chances are many more graves than yours alone will soon be fed. Very well. There is a creature that lurks in silence and shadow. A creature who, like me, is very much of the infernal persuasion. Should it make its way out through the very doors you are about to brazenly swing open, you'll have unleashed a pestilence upon this realm. In truth, it is carnage incarnate. So if you meet the devil of which I speak, kill it. Consider no other course of action. Believe me, I am not telling you half of what I know. You have it in you to author a thrilling finale if you heed this warning. Do not underestimate this opponent. At best, you will have the blink of an eye to strike. Strike first, strike true, defy the odds, for they are distinctly in its favor. That much I owe the bastard to concede. And don't think I've forgotten your tale, Astarion. When the beast is dead, I'll consider that payment enough to translate those scars of yours.
A fairer deal than I expected.
You wound me, Spawn. I always deal fairly. And will close this particular deal soon enough. Vanquish the beast, and all will be revealed.
What's this? Fresh entertainment? But you're too fresh for this place, aren't you? There's a whiff of the surface to you. A new arrival, then. You burrow too deep, little rabbit. There's something else, almost hidden by your fear stink. Cherries. Musk. And sulfur. Raphael! I can smell him all over you. Where is he? Bold of you. Stupid, but bold.
It's always a pleasure to see you sauntering over. The Orthon is nothing. I'll have my satisfaction when Raphael makes good on his word. Thank you for helping me. It was very kind. Then I'll see your delicious self tonight.
Do you know what happens when a devil is struck down on this charming plane of existence? It returns to the hells, to the very point where it last stood before venturing to whichever devil-forsaken plane it died on. In the case of our friend Yrgir, the Orthon you so handily dispatched in the Temple of Shah, he manifested in my House of Hope. He returned to me chastened but intact, his wounds healed, his body restored. He thought I would dismember him, but he has his uses, so instead I am re-educating him.
We delivered the devil. Now I want what I'm owed. We had a deal.
Indeed we did. I discovered all there is to know about those scars of yours. It's a rather grim tale. Even for my tastes. As you wish. Brace yourself, Astarion. We're about to unveil your destiny. Carved into that ivory skin of yours is one part of an infernal contract between the archdevil Mephistopheles and your former master, Cazador Zar. In full, the contract states that Cazador will be granted knowledge of an infernal ritual so vile it has never been performed. The rite of profane ascension. It promises to be a marvelous ceremony, very elaborate, incredibly ancient, and entirely diabolical. If he completes the rite, he will become a new kind of being, the Vampire Ascendant. All the strengths of his vampiric form will be amplified, and alongside them he will enjoy the luxuries of the living. The arousals and appetites of man will return to him, and unlike Astarion, he will have no need of a parasite to protect him from the sun. But the ritual has its price, as all worthwhile things do. Lord Cazador will need to sacrifice a number of souls, including all of his vampiric spawn, if he is to ascend. Imagine how he felt then, when one of those precious spawns simply disappeared into thin air. The only missing ingredient is Astarion. You are the final piece he requires to complete the ritual. Your scars bind you to it. Your soul will set off a very wave of death, bringing Cazador his twisted life. And that, my tragic and toothsome friend, is that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have business elsewhere.
I was contemplating. It's a lot to take in. What do you think I should do? I hate how right you are. I knew he wouldn't leave me alone, even when I was just another wretched toy for him to play with. But if I'm the key to this power he craves, he'll hunt me to the ends of Faerun. I need to take the fight to him. And I need you to help me. Thank you. Do you have a moment? I think we need to talk. Oh yes, I'm fine. I just feel awful. Look, I had a plan. A nice, simple plan. Seduce you, sleep with you, manipulate your feelings so you'd never turn on me. It was easy. Instinctive. Habits from 200 years of charming people kicked in. All you had to do was fall for it. And all I had to do was not fall for you. Which is where my nice, simple plan fell apart. You're incredible. You deserve something real. I want us to be something real. Of course they did. That's the problem. Or part of it. Being close to someone, any kind of intimacy, was something I performed to lure people back for him. Even though I know things between us are different, being with someone still feels tainted. Still brings up those feelings of disgust and loathing. I don't know how else to be with someone. No matter how much I'd like to. Really? You're full of surprises, aren't you? Honestly, I have no idea what we're doing. Or what comes next. But I know that this is nice.
Araj Oblodra, trader in blood and the sanguineous arts. It is a pleasure to stand before a true soul, and your pale companion. I'd like to offer my services, if you're willing. I trade in blood, and the potions that can be wrung from it. I'm more than happy to make you one, if you'd honor me with your blood. With one drop, I can brew a rather potent potion for you. The rest, I keep for myself. No idea, but it will be unique to you. Your blood essence and the Absolute's blessing intertwined. We can learn exactly what that means together, Research, naturally. A little experimentation, perhaps. I have an innate curiosity for all things sanguine. Just a little prick and it's all over. Close your eyes. There we are. All of your very best traits in a bottle. Use it well. Although perhaps there's one more thing we could discuss. Your friend. He's a vampire, no? Or one of their spawn, at least.
Oh, don't worry. We're all friends under the Absolute. I won't bite.
Oh, I'd prefer if you did. I assume he belongs to you? I'm sure he really believes that. How utterly adorable. Do you have a name, Spawn?
Astarion, but hold on.
Good. Now, Astarion. I've dreamt of being bitten by a vampire since I was a young girl.
I'm sorry, you want to be bitten?
To feel your life's blood slipping away. To dance on the edge between life and death. Yes, I want it. I'll even compensate you. A potion of legendary power that forever increases the strength of the one who consumes it. It's not for sale, but it's yours if you bite me.
I will have to decline.
Excuse me? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you're squandering it.
I gave you my answer.
Can't you talk some sense into your obstinate charge?
I'm sorry, but could you excuse us a moment? Are you actually asking me to do this? Trading me for some potion? Because there's something wrong with her blood. I can smell it from here. It's rank. All right. Thank you. It's still a no, I'm afraid.
How very disappointing.
Thank you. I appreciated that. I want to thank you. For what you said. Whilst I was in front of that vile drow. I spent 200 years using my body to lure pretty things back for my master. What I wanted, how I felt about what I was doing, it never mattered. You could have asked me to do the same. To throw myself at her. What I wanted, be damned. But you didn't. And I'm grateful. It's a novel concept, I admit. And, a little intimidating. It would have been so easy to bite her. To just go along with what I was being told to do. A moment of disgust to force myself through, and then I could have carried on just like before. The entire reason for my existence was to seduce anything with a pulse. And every instinct I have tells me that nothing's changed. I'm still just a means to an end. You made me see that I never stopped thinking like I was his slave. Even in freedom. But I'm more than that. More than a thing to be used. Really? You're full of surprises, aren't you? Honestly, I have no idea what we're doing. Or what comes next. But I know that this is nice. Is there something you want to talk about, my dear? Before anything else, I need to know where it's happening. To the public, Cazador is an ordinary noble, a little reclusive perhaps, but just another of the great and the good of Baldur's Gate. He has a grand palace on the hills of the gate, where he hosts the city's high society. I don't know if he performed the ritual there. It feels too public. He'd risk exposure. I know. Subtle, isn't it? I hope so. Because I'm not striking another deal with Raphael. Knows what he'd demand this time. But if the citizens of Baldur's Gate don't know anything, my brothers and sisters might. Cazador is a master of secrets, but the other Spawn must have seen something. Gods, you're beautiful. Us. I still love the sound of that. How could I say no? Delicious. Gods, you're beautiful. The thing that will decide my fate forevermore. Yes, it's been on my mind. Why? Well, of course I've thought about it. If I completed the ritual instead of Cazador, I'd get all that power. And I could walk in the sun without fear I'd turn into a mind flare. Of course, I don't even know if I could complete the ritual. It may be impossible, but it certainly is tempting. Then I'll see you tonight, you sweet, generous thing. Is there something you want to talk about, my dear? Can we? I suppose we can. I don't know. But isn't it nice not to know? You're not a victim. Not a target. Not just one night it's better to forget. But then, whatever in the world could you be?
Your stomach churns around and around. The bile within is unsettled. Each moment brings a new surge. Your companions sleep like blissful lumps of meat.
He is so afraid, so afraid of everyone. Besides you, who he ought to fear most. You could do so much better, milady. I won't lay so much as a talon on him. I wouldn't rob you of that delight. Your clever mind is penning tragedy as we speak. Your repressed urge yearns to kill. And kill you will. Tonight, the moment you close your eyes, your favorite person will be brutalized. We all kill what we love most. In time. You like him for more than his looks, but he will never believe that. Why not make him a pretty corpse? You are wrong to consider another your equal. It is my duty to ensure you are making the right decisions, Master. There was much disappointment at your reluctance to kill the little Moon Maiden. You could kill this one deliberately. I'm sure it will be considered a great show of goodwill. The tithe could still be yours. I do not doubt you will act with a decorum befitting one of your rank. Good night, sweet lady.
Your companion rests blissfully, without a fear in the world. As your hand approaches his body, it wavers. It longs to close around his throat.
Hello. Looking for a cuddle? Although, you don't look entirely yourself. What's going on in that head of yours? All right. Talk quickly then.
As you tell your story, fatigue fills your body. Your head swims with the worst headache you've known.
I'd rather be the only dark power inside your body, if it's all the same to you. You're welcome to try and kill me, of course, but I don't die easily these days. You could have talked to me before things got murderously bad, you know. We are technically in this together. It certainly puts the death of dear, sweet Alfira into some perspective.
Suddenly you become drowsy. Your vision blurs and floods with yellow bile, and you faint in a dizzy blur. You are not yourself. All control is gone.
This thing won't have you. It won't win. Easy now, darling. You've got this. And I've got you. You'd do the same to me. Now just relax. Dawn isn't far off.
The night passes sick and sweating, but bloodlessly. you once again inhabit your own mind.
I felt for the bard, seeing you like that. Poor Alfira never stood a chance, did she? Now that you're back with us, we need to have a talk. You're not alone in this. None of us are. We can even compare notes if you like. I don't hate you, because this is not you. But whatever this is, you will get through it. And I'll be here to make sure you do. Anyway, it's a brand new day. I'm sure we'll find lots of people for you to kill. Good morning. Thank you for not killing me the other night. Are you all right now, or was today a I will wed you with a delicate veil of blood blooming over your white curls kind of day? I'm also worried about me, but I seem to somehow be worried about you more. You give me something to care for, and that's worth the peril. Can we? I suppose we can. There is nothing I'd like more. You are perfect. Every time. The gate is closed, as is Cazador. Cazador and his rite of profane ascension. An imperial soiree, attended by devils and spawn alike. A grand ceremony to honor one exalted vampiric master. And elevate him to an unfathomable station. To place him in a position of such esteem. The world will yearn to kneel and offer their necks. We will kill him, but there's more to it. Think about it. It sounds like Cazador, for all his evils, has gotten further than any of my kind ever have. He's on the verge of a miracle. If the time comes and I can stay one move ahead of him, I'll take his place before his blood can hit the floor. Let's find out more about the ritual before we waltz into Cazador's front door. If we track down my old comrades, the other Spawn, we may discover more and be finely positioned for yours truly to ascend. You're too adorable. I'll be fine. I'm sure they'll bring back memories of so many pathetic years, but I'm much stronger now. If we don't find my brethren, they'll find us, likely with bared fangs. We should get to them first. Then we can make their pretty tongues talk. Unless Cazador's changed their orders, they'll be in the dens of this town, seeking prey. Worm's Crossing, the welcome mat of Baldur's Gate. This is it. I'm almost home. I won't lie. The thought hardly fills me with glee. Even with my newfound advantages, he's still an incredibly powerful vampire. But he's arrogant too. If he does hear I'm back, he'll try to take me and expose himself in the process. Then I'll be able to strike. Neither will I, darling. At least I hope you'll come along for the show. But regardless, the plan is simple. Find him, stop him from gaining almighty power, and then really enjoy killing him. And if I can seize that almighty power for myself, well, all the better.
This city of stone and steel is an endless scream in nature's womb. I have felt no peace here. Until now, your eyes, Stira. There is pain, endless and deep, but also devotion, blazing like the sun. You're in love. Are you not? You are wise to admit it. When it comes to love, vulnerability is armor, truth a sword, and trust a shield. I pray you wield all three, Stira. Bring the one you love to me. I will look into your hearts and see if your love is eternal or doomed eternally.
Oh, my love. How could I say no?
Close your eyes, little ones. Be still as stone to earth. And remember to breathe. I see you. I see the bond between you. So tender, so fragile. But do you see it for yourselves? Astarion, a tumultuous past, hides behind a mirthful grin. The heart is fraught, so let us begin with the joyous. When is he happiest?
Guilty as charged. Sometimes literally.
Hear how your bond thrums with pleasure. Strong, vital, pulsing with affection. Many things delight the heart, but only one makes it sing. Tell me, what does he desire more than anything?
Oh, yes. Yes, please.
The sweetest loves dance lightly on the tongue, but now we must dig deeper, into the most painful reaches of the spirit. Fear sits in the soul of all, To tame it, we must name it. Astarion. What is his deepest fear?
Ha! Well, when you look this good... Well, you were right every time. I almost wish you hadn't been, but, you do know me.
How close you are. Two hearts beating a perfect rhythm. But I know the truth. Only one face haunts your dreams each night. Close your eyes, sweetness, and she will come to you.
Look at it, come crawling home, hands stained with the Bone Lord's salt. And you carry his stone. You waste time soft-soothing these flesh bags for the knife. I could end it now, but I'll be patient. Father will see us together again. He will see you bleed.
We should go. I do not want to face the Master if we're late for his Black Mass.
Soon, sister. I only need one more mark.
We have enough for the Master. No more are needed.
It's not for the Master, it's for me. I spent 100 years eating rats and dogs, but soon I'll be able to feast. I want someone there, ready for me. And once the Mass is done and our Lord grants us freedom, I can celebrate by drinking them dry.
Cazador promised you your freedom, and you believed him? Ha! You were never burdened with intelligence, Petras. But your load seems especially light these days.
Astarion! It cannot be.
Oh, that's no way to welcome back a brother, doll. Didn't you miss me?
Why would you come back? You got out. You were free.
Isn't it obvious, sister? He wants to ascend with the rest of us. He heard about the ritual and the power our master will grant us, so he came back with his tail between his legs, hoping all would be forgiven.
You always were an idiot, Petras. Where is he hiding? Tell me!
Brother! Please!
Tell me what I need to know, or I swear you'll burn!
The Master is preparing the Black Mass. Beneath his palace, there's a defiled chapel. It was hidden there the entire time, hidden from us all.
I'm going to stop Cazador.
What the hell's happened to you, Astarion? What are you?
I'm more than what I was. And I'm not afraid of anything anymore. The sun can't harm me. Cazador can't compel me. I'm the only person who can stop him. Now go, before I change my mind about roasting you, brother.
This isn't over, Astarion.
Poor fools. They actually think Cazador will save them. You sound surprised. I am capable of doing the right thing from time to time. They're no threat to us. And they have no choice but to do Cazador's bidding. I pity them. Worst of all, they don't know their fate's already set. They're doomed. The only question is whether their lives will be sacrificed to a monster like Cazador, or serve a greater purpose. 7 sigils on 7 spawn. And Cazador has the other 6. We have to face him and take that power for ourselves. Trust me, I'd rather slaughter someone else's family, but if that's what it takes. And it's not like their sweet innocence. They brought Cazador just as many victims as I did. You're not getting sentimental, are you? I thought you were with me on this. Then you'll help me in this. Nothing would make me happier. And now we know he's skulking beneath his palace. We can take the hunt to Cazador. All right, let's go. This place stinks of rat blood and despair. The urges are calling on you again, aren't they? I haven't seen you sleep through the night once in the past days. Well, it certainly sheds some light on the sleepless night you spent tied up trying to slit my throat. Bloody hells. A Balspawn. Probably more Baldurian parents scare their children with stories of your kind than mine. I thought your kind was extinct. Goes to show. You should always check your facts. So, how are you feeling? Keen to reconnect with your family? Or ready to throw yourself in an oubliette? You know, I didn't realize you and I were so alike. I felt paralyzed to do anything about Cazador for so many decades. I gave up on myself. I gave up on any hope of escape after a few lashes. Mal controls you in much the same way. I don't know how you could beat him, but I do know this. You must try. The half-life of a mind-addled slave is worse than death. Don't become his. I wouldn't live another century as one for all the moonstones in Everesca.
Rechtei Hathran Rust.
Welcome, friend. You've joined us as we honor our fallen dead. A somber time, but you have brought a somber guest. I did not think you would willingly return, Spawn.
Well, indeed. I was rather hoping I'd never see you people again. Honestly.
Frey, Valdisk Durovna. Frey, Vald Iskablast.
I feel we're intruding. We should leave quickly.
Calm yourself. You will not be harmed. Our leader has called off the hunt. She wishes to speak to you.
Im orak nete. Krasin netra. So, the impossible Spawn walks among us in the blazing sun. We have been looking for you. The last time your friend came to our camp, he stole our children, our future.
When I was hunting you, I was to bring you back here, interrogate you, discover how to save our children, and then destroy you.
But things have changed. You have changed. Is it true you left your master? That you broke the spell that binds you to him?
Well, I mean, kind of. It's a long story, honestly.
Free. Not while his master still lives. But he has, perhaps, earned a second chance. We have tried to save our children once already, attacking Khazad-dûr'Zar's palace at first light. Even then, it was too well defended. But if his own spawn approached, someone he thought he could control, he would throw his doors open and welcome you in. And once inside, you could do what we could not. You could save the children you damned.
You don't know Khazad-dûr like I do. He's merciless. You want me to march into the lion's den and save your children? But I promise you, they're already dead. I spent 200 years bringing him victims. Each and every one was whisked away to be fed on that night.
But you never saw him feed yourself. He could keep prisoners for days before killing them.
I know our plight is grim, but if there is even a chance to save them, we must take it.
If our children are truly gone, then we ask for blood. I know you can understand that, Spawn.
I suppose. Yes. Yes. Revenge, I can do.
Thank you. From me and all my people. If you can do this, we will be in your debt. You have lived a life of violence and sin. You have stolen lives, broken families, and caused immeasurable grief. Doing this will not right those wrongs.
If you're trying to encourage me, you're failing abysmally.
But it will be a start. You may still be redeemed. Please go. Time is short, but we will see you again when it is done.
Entry is forbidden. Leave now, citizen.
The guard's words are clear, but spoken without thought or intent. Behind her eyes, you see nothing. She must be one of the charmed thralls Astarion mentioned.
Of course. Whatever the Master desires. Enter freely, and of your own will.
So this is it. I'm home. There's the same fading carpet. The same tasteless art. Nothing's changed. But gods, everything feels different. It does feel strange. Breaking into your own home, especially if murder's on your mind. Then again, this is hardly the strangest thing we've done together. Although it could be the most satisfying. Well, the second most satisfying. Oh no, it's much worse than that. They're fanatics. Here of their own free will, and utterly devoted to Cazador. Each one came to our door, and begged to be given his eternal gift. They're sure he'll turn them if they serve him well enough. He'd almost feel sorry for the poor, deluded souls. But they're idiots, who brought this upon themselves, so don't. If my dear siblings were right, Cazador's hiding somewhere below the palace. After so many years, I would have spotted any secret tunnels out here. The only place that was off-limits to us was his study. If the entrance is anywhere, it'll be there, through the ballroom.
The door is covered in intricate text, but you can't see anywhere a key might fit. Only a small round hollow engraved with a family crest. The writing means nothing to you. You can't even recognize the script.
There's writing like this all over the palace. Some old, probably dead language of Cazador's. We were strictly forbidden from learning it.
The indentation seems to be the right size and shape to fit a signet ring bearing the family crest.
Another guest for the Master's celebration. I'm afraid you're too late. You'll have to... Master Astarion? What are you doing here? Why aren't you downstairs?
Well, obviously I'm on my way down now. So if you could just point us in the right direction.
But you're too late. The doors have been sealed. The ritual is about to begin. It's too late. Godi has sealed the doors and will not open them until the ritual is complete.
Cazador gave the key to Godi. And where is this sadistic old sack of bones?
It does not matter. You're too late. The Master will be so angry that you missed the ritual. He will do such terrible, terrible things to you. I do not have any more time to waste. There is too much to do, too much to prepare.
2 centuries walking these halls, and I've never once seen the ballroom door locked. Cazador doesn't want anything going wrong tonight. He's Cazador's skeletal right hand. He kept us in line when Master didn't feel like torturing us himself. If Cazador's going to trust anyone to lock the doors behind him, it'd be that rattling old carcass. Godi kept us in kennels downstairs. The Master ruled everywhere else, but they were his domain. I know you're there, Golly. Stop skulking and show yourself.
You always were sharp, little one. Sharp enough to cut yourself.
It's taking everything I have not to grind your rotten carcass to dust.
Don't be mad at Godi, child. I only did my job. Only kept you in line.
You tortured us. For days at a time.
Oh, yes. And you sang so sweetly for me. None of the others screamed like you did. But you're home now, and you brought me a treat, eh? A new friend for Godi. But you're too late to see the Master. The doors are sealed. He will not be disturbed.
Doors can be unsealed. Just give us the key and we'll show ourselves in.
Godi will not open them for anyone, much less for you. The Master will not be disobeyed. You will not open that door.
The door remains sealed, with naught to see but strange writing and a small hollow. Looking closer, you recognize the writing. It's the same Kozakuran script from the dictionary you found. The ring slots perfectly into place, and the door swings open.
There's so much to do. You can't be here. No one in, no one out.
You're new. Cazador never kept guard dogs before.
The runaway Spawn. You reek of the Master's scent. Come with us. Come to Master.
Excuse me? I will not be ordered around my own house by some blow-in mutt.
We bring you to him. We get his favor.
Cazador skulking somewhere beneath us. In this defiled chapel the others mentioned. We just have to find the entrance. Then he'll be mine.
Elevator. There are some scuffs to show its age, signs of things dragged onto it over the years. But it seems to be in good working order.
What in the hells? I never knew this was here. This was always Cazador's private quarters. Only he ever came in here. Well, him and the unfortunate souls we brought to feed him. This is all so grand. To think, it was just sitting here, lurking under the floor. I don't know. It feels older than that. Who knows how old? But Cazador will want a grand space for his ascension. A venue like this feels perfect. Now we just need to see what lies at the heart of this place.
Just like the door to the ballroom upstairs, this door features no keyhole, but it does have an indentation for a signet ring. The ring slots perfectly into place, and the door opens, assailing you with pungent, musty air. On the pillow rests a skull with a scroll clamped in its bony jaws. The skull's empty eye sockets flare with an eldritch gleam. You feel invited somehow to witness the skull's memories. It seems urgent. This skull is all that remains of the vampire Velioth. He turned Cazador, gave him the gift, and then taught him the rules of vampiric existence. Velioth's first lesson is always to dominate. Allow none to be your equal. Velioth recalls when Cazador reached out to a former friend. His punishment was to watch as Velioth drained his friend dry. Velioth's second lesson is that power comes from solitude. To share with others is to be weak, and to be weak is to fail and die. Velioth recalls when Cazador rebelled against him. Cazador suffered 11 years of impalement because he failed. You let the shock of impalement allow your focus to waver, and Velioth's words drift away, lost in the mists of time. Velioth recalls Cazador, his lessons learned, killing him in the rite of perfect slaughter. How they both laughed. Velioth recalls Cazador boiling the flesh from his skull, and then, to mock him, clamping his schooling scroll in Velioth's jaws. The skull's eyes flash a final time, and its jaws sag open. The scroll with all of Cazador's rituals is yours. Velioth is no more.
Even his precious runes. This is all so grand. Just keep your eyes open. We could find anything down here.
Just like the door to the ballroom upstairs, this door features no keyhole, but does have an indentation for a signet ring. The ring slots perfectly into place, and the door opens, assailing you with pungent, musty air. Approaching the cells, you're met with hollow-eyed faces. There's an almost physical stink of decay and neglect.
Hardly. Cazador didn't keep me in luxury, but I've never seen anything like this. How did they get here? What is Cazador doing with them? I should have guessed there was more to it than Raphael would ever have told.
You. I know you. You're the one from the tavern. You smiled and joked and got me drunk.
No. You're dead.
You called me so many sweet things. My name sounded like a lyric on your tongue.
Sebastian.
You remember me.
You were handsome. Shy. You'd never been kissed.
You taught me how. And then you destroyed me.
It can't be. Don't. Not now. I know so many of these faces. They're my conquests. I pursued them, seduced them, then brought them to Cazador. He told us he was feeding on them, but he turned them to spawn. He turned every last one, so we'd have souls for this cursed ritual.
How long?
What?
How long have I been down here?
"170 years. You were one of my first.
My family. My friends. They're gone. You took them from me. You took everything from me. Free. We'll never be free while that monster lives.
That's why we're here. To destroy Cazador.
You can't. It's not possible. His staff. It controls everything. But he never sets it down. You'll never get it. And then, what happens to us? I don't know. I just don't want to die. Whatever you do, just do it quickly. I can't go on waiting.
We'll be back. You have my word. Gods above. He kept Sebastian. I should have known what Cazador was capable of. He's played us for such fools. Not just 7 spawn to placate the devil. 7 spawn and 7,000 souls bound to them in blood. Everyone, whoever trusted me enough to let down their guard, innocents, idiots, and the unlucky. It doesn't matter. I will need to sacrifice them all if I want to perform the ritual. What's the point? They're as good as dead. I thought they were dead. If they are unleashed, they will cause incredible carnage. They will be ravenous. They must die. Better they serve a purpose. It should be. I don't want to be like them. They're pathetic. Horrible. They do not. That weakness in me is dead. It's dead! I have a higher purpose.
Hey! Hey, you! Come closer.
Oh, God. It can't be.
It is you. I knew it. I'll kill you. Once I get out of here, I'll kill you! Camp! Monster hunters! The Gur camp! Oh, gods! My parents' camp! Chessa, focus! Resist the beast inside you. You promised! It's your fault! You did this to us! Didn't he tell you? He's the one that kidnapped us. He's the reason we're spawns. I'll kill you!
Yes. Now that you, mention it, I may have done that. Don't look at me like that. Cazador's orders. Quite the deviation from my usual routine, of course. Capture, not lure. I didn't bring them in with sweet rolls or anything. I really forgot about them. Felt nothing the moment I handed them over to him. Oh.
Parents? You've seen my parents? I miss them. I think. Or perhaps it's the hunger. Oh, I don't know. It's so hard to tell. You should go. Leave us here. We shouldn't be out there. We'd hurt our families.
Behind the exhaustion, starvation, and fear, recognition stirs in her eyes, and with it...
You really mean it? Cazador's got this stuff. It controls the doors. If you get it, you can set everyone free. If you get it, somehow. Good luck. If you fail, well, I suppose we'll be seeing you again. In here.
Well, you clearly want to say something. I'm not sure. I've been weighing my options. On the one hand, they're the key to my unlocking eternal power and freedom. On the other, well, it's my fault they're here. Yes, it was Cazador's command. I had no choice, but it seems now I do. And what am I owed? What about the injustices I've suffered? Am I not entitled to anything? All that matters now is killing Cazador. I've earned that, if nothing else. We can deal with the prisoners when the time is right. After all, they're not going anywhere.
Who stands before us? Is this truly our prodigal son? Do not slouch before me, boy. Have you no respect for yourself? Look at you, crawling back after abandoning your family. You should be begging our forgiveness.
Forgiveness? You've never forgiven anything. Every mistake, every slip was punished.
I strove for perfection in all things, even those as imperfect as you. A pity you amounted to so little, despite my efforts.
No! No. Fuck you. And fuck everything you've ever done to me!
They told me you had changed. I dared not believe it. Oh, thankless child. Did I not bless you with our immortal gift? Did I not make you what you are?
You son of a bitch.
You truly forgot my power. You truly thought our bond as creator and creation was all that stopped you from killing me? Oh, you are weak, my child. You are a small, pathetic little boy who never amounted to anything. But today, you will finally do something worthwhile. You will burn, and I will ascend.
No! Stop him! Get me out of this!
Witness the birth of the Vampire Ascendant! Ecce Dominus!
Not now! Not when Cazador's finally mine! Hurry to his coffin! It's time to end this. No healing sleep for you! Wake up!
Get your hands off me, worm!
I'm not the one in the dirt. One last thrust, and I'll be free of you. I'll never have to fear you again. But if I finish the ritual you started, I'll never have to fear anyone. Ever.
You think me a fool? That I would allow anyone to usurp me, speak the words, and ascend in my place? The runes I carved into your flesh bind you and all 7,000 souls to the ritual. Complete it, and those bearing the scars will be sacrificed, you included. You are simply a means to an end. I made you to be consumed.
I am so much more than what you made me. I can do this, but I need your help. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. These people died years ago. Trust me on that. All that's left are feral spawn, desperate for blood. If we release them, how many people will they kill? Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands? But if they die and I ascend, I won't have to rely on the parasite to walk in the sun. I'll be free. Truly. Completely free. Isn't that what you want?
See the fear in his eyes, but also the hunger. The thick smell of blood in the air and the promise of power being so close is intoxicating to him. All he can see is the power of the ritual and the freedom that power brings. The freedom to do anything, to be anything.
You're right. I can be better than them. But I'm not above enjoying this.
Is it over? Is he...
Yes. He's gone.
What does that mean for us?
It means you have a choice. You can hide here, living in the shadows like parasites. Or you could be more than what he made us to be. You can choose differently, of course. But the consequences are on your head.
And what does it mean for them?
Now, that's a better question. 7,000 spawn from ancient conquests to stolen children.
Cazador's staff controlled everything during the ritual. If it controls the cells too, you could decide their fate.
Good. They deserve a chance at life. Nature will handle their fates from here.
The poor wretches in the cells are innocent. They shouldn't have to suffer just because I lured them here. They'll need someone to lead them. Take the tunnels into the Underdark. Find somewhere, well, not safe, but less perilous.
What? No, we can't.
Just try to keep them out of trouble. I think we're done here. Let's go. That's it. He's gone. After all these years, these centuries. It's really over. I'm not sure. I feel a little numb. What I've lost. What I've gained. It's all so much. And God, all those Spawn. Free in the Underdark. I need some time, I think. Just to let it all sink in. Let's just go. This place reeks of death, and I want to feel alive again.
You killed one vampire, but released 7,000 of his spawn. Have you lost all sense?
They were innocents. To kill them would have been an even greater crime. But if you do decide to go hunting them, know they include your children.
They survived?
Well, that depends on how you define survived, really. But they are free. They're making their way into the Underdark as we speak.
This is difficult news. We will need to decide what it means. Thank you for what you have done. Slaying Cazador was a great justice. As for the rest, well, time will tell.
Let's just go. I'm done. I should probably start getting used to the shadows again. Who knows how long I have left in the sun? Maybe. But even if I could control it, it's a dangerous game. I'd spend every day waiting for something to go wrong, for the tadpole to find some new trick, reassert itself, make me a slave again. Maybe never seeing the sun again is just the price of freedom. I think I do. Assuming we survive, of course, because a horrible death is always just around the corner with you. There's something I'd like to show you, if that's all right. Something out in the city. This way. It's not far.
The graveyard is appropriately silent. There isn't a proverbial soul around.
Nearly 200 years. And I never came back. Not since the night I woke up down there. I had to punch a hole in the coffin and claw my way through 6 feet of dirt. Then when I finally broke the surface, retching up dirt and congealed blood, Cazador was waiting. From that day on, I was his. Until today. Maybe. But he did take it. There's almost nothing left of the person I was. Just a name on a rock. For nearly 2 centuries, I stalked the streets like a ghost. Well, the person I was lay here. Dead and buried. Now I need to figure out who I am. What I want. You. I want. You. You were by my side through all of this. Through bloodlust and pain and misery. You were patient. You cared. You trusted me when that was an objectively stupid thing to do. I feel safe with you. Seen. And whatever the future holds for me, I don't want to lose that. Thank you. Well, I should probably fix this. Cute. I've been dead in the ground for long enough. It's time to try living again. With everything that life has to offer. If a night of passion is on offer, I could be persuaded. You know, I didn't care for you when we first met, but I do now. Being with you is about more than lust or manipulating you into a tactical alliance. I love you. I love this. And I want it all. It feels ridiculous to still be thinking about Cazador. He's gone. I'm here. I won. But I still keep reliving everything that happened. Playing it over and over in my mind. You're not wrong. Cazador left his mark on me in more ways than one. For a moment, I wanted to be just like him. I came so close to losing everything back there. To losing myself. Back at the ritual, all I could see was the power on offer and the safety it promised. I was so blinded by it. Just as Cazador was. But you saw something in me. Someone else I could be. Someone who could break the cycle of power and terror that started centuries ago. You saved me back there. I may not have appreciated it at the time, but I do now. Thank you. You did more than that. You believed in me. Believed I was enough. Just the way I am. When I look at my future, anything and everything feels possible now. And I get to share it with you as a partner. An equal. You saved me from myself. And let me walk a new path where I can be free. Truly, honestly free. This is a gift, you know. Thank you. I won't forget it.
Hot, hot, hot! Did you see that? Fire in the... Oh, my silk. What are the chances it's you? Ah, and the heart-stopping bloodsucker. I hope you've changed your mind. My neck is yours, anytime.
And I will keep refusing until the end of time. I'm done bowing to the whims of others.
Never say never. Forgive the mess. Your blood is far more volatile than I'd anticipated.
Oh, she doesn't bother me that much. If anything, I pity her.
Fie. Such cruel words. But never mind all that. I have tremendously exciting news. You see, it's your blood that caused the conflagration you just witnessed. Imagine, it's a breakthrough in the sanguine arts, the likes of which the world has never seen. The Grand Matriarch will have no choice but to restore House Ablodra after I present her with my research. But listen to me, rabbiting on about myself when I have you, the prize bleeder, on my very doorstep. If you'd come inside, we could discuss something far more exciting than drow politics. How I made him feel? What I propose goes well beyond such frivolities. We are talking about alchemical breakthroughs based on the blood that runs through your veins, my friend.
I appreciate the thought, truly. But if this is something you want to look into, well, hearing her out won't kill us. Well, death never stopped me before. I don't know why it should now.
Now, I do think that's enough. When you see what I've been working on, bygones will all be bygones. I assure you. Ah, a cozy little spot, isn't it? These four walls have witnessed greater alchemical triumphs than the keep of Erngath Durand. And now that you're here, the crown jewel of my research is soon to be faceted. All you have to do is drink Formula Gruner.
If that's her formula I can smell, it's even fouler than her blood. Oof, gods below.
Well, yes. Formulae Arcu through Fruag were spectacular failures. But Gruner is different. Believe me. When you first entered this home, you saw the incredible latent power within your blood exposed in all its nuances. Formula Gruner will unleash that power within you. Risky, but, safe.
Say no. The only thing she's offering is pain. And I don't want to see you hurt.
Not even for the betterment of the alchemical arts the realm over. Not even for...
My. I can tell you are a special one from a single glance. You have but to ask, and we can grant you a moment of pleasure. Don't be shy. Silly. We are the gift. One free ride with me or my brother.
Or perhaps you have greater ambitions yet. Trust me, you don't want to miss my signature Mesobaranzan love trick.
And is that your partner with you? What a gorgeous couple. Perhaps we could come to an agreement. Well, there are two of us, aren't there? Use your imagination.
I'd like to try doing things like this again. Now I'm free to find my own desires. And don't worry, I'll dart out if I don't enjoy it, faster than I used to run from the sun.
Charming. For being a friend who helped Amira, we will charge a little less. Let's go. This is thrilling.
Even if you had it, what in the nine hells would you do?
I hope there's nothing troubling you, my dear. All right, let's talk. Who knows when we'll have another chance? Can't get enough. I'm not surprised. Delicious.
quite the merry little party we have assembled here. Shall we? I hope you're not afraid of the dark, my darling. I must snuff out the lights before we begin. It's all part of the experience. The room is bathed in total darkness, so there is nothing to distract from your ecstasy.
The lady, Nim, moves your hand to where the clasps of her blouse lie.
All right, sweethearts. You dare to dance with a professional. You'll get your desire.
His skin is like lustered pearls, almost translucent, and so delicately smooth.
He's so perfect. It could move even the toughest soul to tears.
It's so easy to see why that body alone ruined so many lives.
You're looking at me rather curiously. Speak up. Tell us what you want to do. I wish to drink and to be drunk.
For this, I feel we should be paying you.
Astarion lavishes attentions on everyone present with flawless technique, unfazed. It's all pure instinct, but when you meet his eye for a moment, there's a look about him that reveals he's a million realms away.
My children. My sweet ones. What have they done to you?
I'm hungry, Father. I'm so hungry.
It hurts, Father. The hunger. It never stops.
Please, do you know of anything that can be done? I've been fighting it, but I think you're right. Better that than they start feeding off humans. I do not know if this is more blessing or curse, but it is at least something. Thank you, my friend.
Well, hello.
I do not know if this is... Thank you, my friend.
Thank you for your mercy. Thank you for everything.
At least I'm not alone. I could not have borne that eternity.
Umberly's tits. Can't a captain be hung over in peace? Out, you sad sack of piss!
But you're my leaking blood bag.
I think I'm gonna puke.
Well done again on besting Baal and all that. It was very twee. Especially the part where that poor excuse for a skeleton waved his magic wand and made it all better. Yes, you were so very scary. I knew you had that sweet heart all along. I was alarmed by you sometimes, scandalized even. But somehow, by your side, I still only ever saw you. Well, now's as good a time as any. by my side as well. Now that you're free, we can craft a new future together. Can't get enough. I'm not surprised. I do rather like that, you know. Honestly, I was expecting an all-powerful brain to have a lair that was a little, flashier. Not immaculately designed or anything, just to have a sense of drama to it. Then we'd better make it count. We'd better survive this, because I never want to stop doing that. Oh, as well as can be expected when facing down the end of the world. I can't say for sure. But we've come through a lot already. It would hardly do to fail now. I really thought the stones were going to work. Our options are getting slimmer and slimmer.
I have assessed our encounter with the Netherbrain from every angle. I know why we failed. The problem was not the stones. The problem was you. You can make only one move at a time, but the Netherbrain calculates every possible at once. It knows what you will do. It knows everything you could possibly do. You cannot outmaneuver it. To defeat it, you would have to think like an unedited. Better yet, be one. Your mind is not capable of this. Mine is. You will give the stones to me. I will assimilate Orpheus, and then I will be able to leave this prison to face the brain. I will consume his thoughts, his knowledge, his brain. In theory, yes. You have resisted such a fate so far, and this would be a complete evolution. And you will be an unedited for the rest of your days. Is this really something you would be willing to accept?
Let's not be hasty about this. I think this warrants a more private discussion. Away from that silver-tentacled illithid.
His power.
So, we can't wield the stones unless one of us becomes an illithid. I hope you're not actually considering this. Oh, we still have other options. Just consider the alternatives before throwing away that beautiful face of yours. I'm fine with anything that keeps you from transforming into a mind flare. But whatever you decide, I'm sure it'll be the right call. That is a risky move, but if you think it's the right one, all right. Let's see how this plays out.
Impossible. Pain. Fear. Terror. Consider. Assess. Implore. Surrender.
Subdued at last, it begs for its life.
Spare me. Join me. Wield me. Become absolute.
It pleads because it knows I'm its master. I will finish this.
The brain is on the cusp of its final thought, and it's taking all of the Emperor's strength to keep it there. An opportunity, perhaps.
Master, I must obey. I must end.
Hopes, nightmares, and the screams of legions upon legions of unborn Elithids. The pain rips through you, obliterating all thought, all feeling. Your tadpole burns in your brain. Silence. Free of urge and worm, your brain is battered and bruised. But it is yours. Yours at last.
And I'm still standing in the sun. This is incredible. Maybe whatever had changed in me was permanent. And we didn't even have to turn into mind flayers to do it. Sorry, I didn't mean to, well, you know.
It makes little difference to me. I will miss you too.
Now that you no longer live in each other's minds, it's hard to tell if the mind flayer is being sincere, though perhaps no harder than it ever was.
I honestly don't mind what we do once we get to the... Ow! What the... Oh no. Oh God. Well, it was nice when it lasted. Ah! I'm sorry. I have to go.
You slept like a babe straight through the night, dreamless, thoughtless, and almost entirely free. For the first time, you feel alone, calm. You breathe. Baal may have been your beginning, but he will not be your end. Of all those you killed in your father's name, one lingers in your mind even now. Alfira, the bard of the Emerald Grove. Her death weighs upon you still. A burden you will carry for the rest of your days. But fortunately, you will not have to carry it alone.
Hello, darling. I was just thinking about freedom. How I'm free of the parasite. Free of Cazador. How I'll never be in someone's power again. And all it cost was my life in the sun. Now I belong to the shadows. So, what happens next? True, the Spawn will need someone to lead them, otherwise they'll just be a murderous, blood-sucking horde. Although, I couldn't help but notice you said we should find them. Is that what you want? Is this what you want? I would understand if you wanted to go your own way. Good. Because, selfless as I am, I really did not want to let you go. We are rather excellent together, you know. And united, there is nothing we can't do. I can't say what the future holds for us, but I know we'll be facing it together. And we're going to have a lot of fun.
Few know how to find you, and most that do are unwelcome. So when a message arrives addressed to you both, you fear the worst. Hunters, killers, tormentors. But you need not fear. This letter is an invitation, and it comes from a friend. Written in a frail hand, it requests your presence at a gathering of your former allies, those who stood with you against the Absolute. The journey to the surface is long and perilous, but you would not miss this for the world.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
I'm flattered by the attention, darling, but don't you want to check in with some of our erstwhile companions? I'm sure they've missed you. And come out the other side bitter and twisted. But they deserve happiness. We all do. And I will forever be grateful to have found it with you. I do feel a little bad keeping you all to myself. After all, I get to see you every night. Go on, go mingle. Enjoy your time with the others. Bless them with your presence. I'll be here when you're ready. I'll be here when you're ready. Here, my love. I'll always be here, my love.